Welcome to Saturdays with Sir Rolland, your weekly training guild on how to slay the dragons of vice with the weapons of virtue. Here's your guild master, the author of the 7 Deadly Dragons book series, and faithful knight to the one true light, Sir Rolland Paterlot.
Greetings, young squires, maidens, moms, and dads. Today is the 11th day in the 7th month in the year of our Lord 2026, and it's a great day to learn the art of dragon slaying. That sound, young squires, means it's a feast day, and today we celebrate the feast of Saint Benedict. Saint Benedict is one of our patron saints as dragon slayers because he developed a rule of monastic life centered on spiritual warfare around dragon slaying. In it, he called monks to deny their own will and take up the strong and bright armor of obedience to fight under the Lord Christ our true King. On my wrist, next to my Become a Saint, Be Not Afraid wristband, I wear a bracelet with 3 medals: the Miraculous Medal, the St. Michael Medal, and St. Benedict Medal. The Benedict Medal is covered with Latin acronyms that are actually dragon-slaying prayers. At the center is the cross, and inside the cross is an awesome prayer that actually rhymes in Latin. Crux sacra sit mihi lux, non draco sit mihi dux. It means, may the Holy Cross be my light, may the dragon never be my overlord. The remaining prayers on the medal proclaim, Begone, Satan, never tempt me with your vanities. What you offer me is evil. Drink the poison yourself. And at the top of the medal it says, Peace. There's a final prayer on the back of the medal that says, May we at our death be fortified by his presence. What a beautiful prayer. My hope is that when my earthly race is finished, my death will help save even more souls than my life. St. Benedict's feast day is a perfect day to return to our series on one of the most powerful dragon-slaying weapons we have, the Holy Rosary. Last winter, we journeyed through the joyful and luminous mysteries. Today, we begin the sorrowful mysteries. The sorrowful mysteries are all called sorrowful for a reason. They seem to tell the story of fear, betrayal, suffering, darkness, and defeat. They are part of the story where it looks like the dragon has won. Yet they have always been closest to my heart. Without dragons to slay, we cannot find our way. Without Good Friday, Easter never saves. And so let's dive in with the first sorrowful mystery, the agony of the garden. The 3 synoptic gospels tell this story, and from this story, I developed the slay to pray method of asking God for help. So let's listen to St. Luke's version of the agony in the garden. He came out and went, as was his custom, to the Mount of Olives, and the disciples followed him. When he reached the place, he said to them, Pray, that you may not come into the time of trial. Then he withdrew from them about a stone's throw, knelt down, and prayed, Father, if you are willing, remove this cup from me, yet not my will, but yours be done. Then an angel from heaven appeared to him and gave him strength. In his anguish he prayed more earnestly, and his sweat became like great drops of blood falling down on the ground. When he got up from prayer, he came to the disciples and found them sleeping because of grief. And he said to them, Why are you sleeping? Get up and pray that you may not come into the time of trial. So Jesus is suffering emotionally and fighting a great internal battle because he knows what he is about to endure. He allows his disciples to enter the suffering with him, although they don't yet understand it, and in their weakness they fall asleep. I think it's very easy to put ourselves into this story. Have you ever been nervous about a test or a big game or a doctor's appointment or an assignment? Growing up, it was running races that most helped me enter into this story. I was so scared to run races in high school and college. I got so nervous that it was hard to sleep the night before and it was hard to eat any food. I knew that to run a middle distance race or a long distance race the right way, it was going to hurt. And I knew there was no easy way out. If I gave my best effort, there would be a lot of physical pain. But if I didn't give my best effort, the pain of knowing I didn't try my best would hurt even worse and even longer. After all, my dad was timing me in all my races with his stopwatch, and I wanted him to be proud. That stopwatch held me accountable to finish with nothing left to give, which is the goal. That was Jesus' goal. He gave everything to make his Father proud. He gave every drop of blood to save us from the dragon. So now let's return to our story. Since it's been a while, here's a summary of what happened previously. You were visited by an angel and called to go find a brave knight of light who would come to your hometown and save people from a dragon who has been plaguing the land. After a long journey, you found the knight, and he has returned to your hometown with you, although he hasn't received the best welcome from the people. You and a group of your friends have been spending time learning from the brave knight and preparing for battle, and we left off with the Last Supper on the eve before a great battle. So now let's enter into the story. The great hall is quiet now. Only a few candles remain burning. Empty wooden plates sit scattered across the tables. A loaf of bread has been broken. The cups have been emptied. Laughter that filled the room only an hour ago has faded into silence. The squires begin rolling themselves in blankets near the fire. One is already snoring. Another is pretending to be asleep so no one asks him to clean up. You help stack a few benches before looking around for the Knight of Light. He's standing alone near the doorway, looking out into the darkness beyond the castle walls. For the first time you've met him, he looks heavy.
Come.
You grab your cloak and follow him. 3 of your closest friends come too. The moon hangs low above the olive trees as the knight leads you to a peaceful garden outside the village.
I need to speak with my father. Stay here and pray.
He walks a little farther until you can barely see him beneath the trees. He kneels. At first there's only wind, crickets, and silence. You whisper, "What do you think he's praying about?" "Probably asking for victory tomorrow," one friend answers. You hope that's true, but deep inside you know it isn't. The knight bows lower. His shoulders begin to shake. The man who faced dragons without trembling is pouring out his heart to the king. You catch only fragments carried on the breeze.
If there's another way, not my will, but yours.
Suddenly an angel appears beside him. Not with thunder or lightning. The angel simply kneels beside the knight. No words, just presence, strength. Then, as quietly as he came, the angel is gone. As the knight continues to pray in silence, you feel your eyelids begin to get very heavy. Then your consciousness slowly fades and the world goes dark. The knight rises and walks back towards you. He finds every one of you asleep. Not because you're lazy, but because grief has overwhelmed you.
Why are you sleeping? Arise and pray. Prepare for battle.
Already? What time is the battle? One friend asks, rubbing his eyes. The knight looks into the darkness.
It has already begun.
Then you hear it. Armor, torches, footsteps. Someone is leading them through the trees. Someone has betrayed the knight. And that is where we will pick up in our next episode, young squires. When it comes to the agony of the garden, remember that courage is not always the absence of fear. Sometimes it's about how you face your fear. Sometimes you will feel afraid to try something new, to do something hard, or what the future might hold. Courage is about trusting that your strength comes from God and He has a great plan for your life. Even when you feel like you don't have what it takes to slay dragons, be not afraid. By the grace of God, you can. My challenge this week, pray the prayer on the St. Benedict medal and let it guide you in life. May the Holy Cross be my light. May the dragon never be my overlord. Or for extra credit, memorize the Latin, which rhymes. Crux sacra sit mihi lux, non draco sit mihi dux. And until next week, I'll leave you under the protection of St. Michael the Great Archangel, St. Joseph the Terror of Dragons, and Mary, Queen of the Angels, Our Lady of Grace, and the woman whose seed crushed the head of the dragon.
Hey everybody, Sir Tolfer here. Rolland mentioned at the beginning of this podcast his Slay to Pray method based on the Agony of the Garden. If you haven't watched it yet, Rolland and I made a video about this prayer method that you can check out on our streaming platform, dragonslayers.tv. I will also include a link in our Training Guild emails. Thank you all for listening in on the podcast, and until next week, stay holy and slay dragons!